No.
We're gonna take a look at Scavengers Reign, a psychedelic, sci-fi, and otherworldly adventure. This show was so fun, and I implore you guys to go and watch it yourselves because me just explaining it is not gonna do it justice, as it's only gonna be in bites. So a ship named the Demeter becomes absolutely wrecked, causing a lot of the inhabitants of the ship to die and their pods to be dropped onto the planet below. Many different flora and fauna exists, and the first thing I'm thinking is what the hell is going on, because some Santa Claus, Colonel Sanders looking dude crawls inside of this cow beast alien thing and is inside its guts and pulls out piece of its organs, but it's completely fine. The thing just like splooges out of its mouth, and the guy's like, I got its like symbiote penis thing. They leave an open gash in the thing's belly, and it bellows while it eats as if to say, this is fine. Some other animals crawled into my guts and pulled out pieces of me, and I'm fine, because that's a thing in this universe. I love how they take pieces of things around them, like pieces of vines and stuff, and it just automatically transforms into wires when you spray blueberry juice on it. Just half the stuff that comes up in this show is so wild and beyond me. They're trying to get back to the ship, trying to make a beacon. The point of the matter is they want to get back to the ship. They want to get off the planet. This guy is another one of the ship's crew, but he's been locked in here alone, starving, and he can't get out and is trying to cut down the branch, and no matter how he tries, it's not working.
You dirty rickets of Final Fantasy, man!
This show is like the master of making things wonderfully weird. You have these creatures that are like paper cutouts that are just chilling out on these pillar things. It's almost as though the show creators are saying, see, we can be bizarre, but it's okay because for someone with my kind of imagination, it is a freaking mental feast. I'm lapping it up. But for someone like my husband, he couldn't stand it. Maybe because it's too abstract for him, but he thought they were being pretentious because they were trying too hard to be artsy. I don't mind it though. My favorite character here is Levi, the robot. Ozzy at first comes off very annoying to me because of how she treats him.
Face me, please.
So their goal is to create sustainable life and thrive until they go home. I don't know why she's so angry at the robot. They have to survive before these mushroom cow things with 3 big tongues eat them. But they're afraid of... I also love the problem solving. I wish we had a game that was developed like this with the same art style and we had to survive. I feel like I've played a video game like this before. Anyway, we meet the telekinesis creature. Ugh. Blech. Blech. The smaller creature gets bullied by the bigger creature. Freaking uncanny as hell. And while this guy is still trying to survive, Mr. Starvation here, he sees something. Holy moly, it's lights. And the dead lights cause him to hallucinate. This girl is so annoying. She's literally about to get killed because she doesn't see one of the cow tongue creatures coming up to her, and Levi saves her. She gets mad because apparently that was one of their last flares. So she's like, your automatic emergency response system is not good enough. I don't like it that I was in danger and you'd protected me. So I'm gonna turn it completely off, you wanker. And so in the middle of the night, when the cow mushroom tip things come, they break through into their garden, and Levi is unable to do anything, and they take him. Now she has to go and save Levi, and all their hard work is done. Meanwhile, Santa, Colonel Sanders, and Brown Eyes over here stick some jiggly things up in their noses so they can breathe, and they go exploring this weird cave. Why? This feels like Annihilation and a bit of The Last of Us. In this series, glimpses are revealed of the impact on the human body when subjected to this world and its elements for too long. I'll give it that. This show really excels at delivering this spine-chilling animation that kind of borders on nightmare fuel. And if the animation was real, it would bump up the scare factor. No one would be able to survive watching this straight through. Brown Eyes gets lesions on her arm, and we think she's dead. But no, she wakes up and is retconned and she's alive again. I feel like she was supposed to die in that scene, but they felt bad and they rewrote it. Anyway, Ozzy sees that Levi is getting beat the hell up. She's like, no, you'll not hurt my friend. But the cow mushroom tip things are armored on top. These walking jellyfish are super aggressive now for some reason, but she uses the last flare to blow up one of the mushroom tip jellyfish walking things, and she saves Levi's life. Meanwhile, starving laughing guy is recalling his time on Earth and his girlfriend. Now that he knows those lights make him hallucinate and give him that high, he's like, come back! If I'm gonna die, I wanna die happy. And the weird killer whale alien face thing pops up to say hello. The alien thing breaks him out of there and says,
We can work together if you listen to me.
you're scary. Drugs. Why would you you leap out head first? I mean, I get you're scared that the thing might eat you, but head first, my guy? Head first? Luckily, the alien doesn't want to kill him and is running way faster than he's falling. Gotta consider that. He is running faster than the guy is falling. And before he falls, the alien is able to protect him. Technically, the human is the alien because he's on this thing's planet. So Starving Guy keeps thinking about Fiona, his girlfriend, which makes me believe that she's dead. Turns out that he has to suck in the alien juice in order to have these hallucinations. Sorry, to have... Oh, God. He's eating, but doesn't... I don't know why it's grossing me out. Just aliens spitting shit inside people's mouths. Just, if it's like a tentacle or something, that's not a big deal. It's whatever. It's like, ooh, that's interesting. But if it's like freaking goo or slime,
that is just nasty.
Then Starving Guy is all possessed, and he follows the alien's bulbous ass into a tree cave. Colonel Sanders and Brown Eyes are able to work their beacon to remote control the ship and cause the ship up there to come down. As long as the Demeter can land itself, that will give the humans on the planet a fighting chance to go over and get on the ship. A lot of them are still in cryosleep. So it starts to make its way down to the planet, and Ozzy sees it, and so does Starving Guy. And he's like, no, this alien jizz is a freaking delicacy. It's making me happy, so I'm completely fine. Is that a raptor? Ew, look at those salamander things making out. Gross little things. I hate them so much. I really love how they showcase this world. It's so full of life. Anyway, the Demeter touches down, and we see one of the conclusive shots of that stomach thing we saw from earlier. Don't know if that was the same one. And a glowing white flower is emerging from out of it. And that's the first episode.
First episode. Bam!
Now that the spaceship has landed, Colonel Sanders and Brown Eyes have to make it there and wake up the rest of the crew so they can haul ass off this planet. Then a storm occurs because drama and all that, and all the creatures begin the protocol of butt puckering. Behold, it's a soft pillow white winged dragon thing eating surface paste. Maybe it'll be a part of the show from now on. Never mind. This is the last we ever see of it, and it just so happens to take her bag with it. You know what? That's what she gets for being a robot abuser. No time to think because, oh no, the storm is coming.
Santa's coming.
All the humans have to take shelter from the storm somehow. And I don't know what it is about the showrunners and putting humans inside of aliens. I guess the irony here is that since the humans are technically the aliens in this case, humans are the invasive ones. Remember that guy that was crawling into the cow's body at the beginning of the episode, Colonel Sanders? Wouldn't it be scary if these alien creatures invaded your planet and then they crawl inside you and take pieces of your body from the inside and then just leave you to die very slowly?
I'm used to nasty people.
Bubblebutt Alien is proud of his new pet human, but all the other aliens are giving the stink eye because they're racist. Oh Lord. Sometimes... Never mind. Throughout the show, Ozzy gets closer with Levi, the robot, and discovers that he's getting smarter and developing human sensations and feelings. You know that stuff is getting real when the robot leads her inside of an area, but it's like a utopia. And it's an area that he discovered before simply because he wanted to, as he didn't know about it because it was none of her damn business.
You know, make this better. If it has some cheese in it.
We learned that Starving Guy named Cayman was actually a piece of shit person and was very distant from his girlfriend even when she was trying to be loving and nurturing towards him. He was stressed out because of the job and did the big no-no and took work home with him even though they both kind of worked in the same place, sort of.
Cayman, look at me. Are you here? You said you'd be with me.
I'm here. I'm right here. I agreed to go on this trip with you. What more do you want from me?
What do you mean agreed?
So clearly they're on the different page kind of thing and he's not really telling her what's going on and she's confused. It's just a lack of communication on his part. Anyway, Cayman almost dies a few times, but Bubblebutt Alien saves him. Of course he does. Bubblebutt Alien pretends to be his girlfriend and gives him those sweet memories of when things were amazing before it all went to bird feces.
What exactly have you been doing, Annie? I've been working on a number of projects for the last several months.
When Azzy starts talking to Levi, he tells her he's been working on all these projects for quite a long time. When Azzy grabs the fruit to eat, Levi takes it, saying that it's unsafe for humans to eat. So of course her human brain is like, why would you make something grow as a crop if you know humans can't eat it? You trying to poison me, bitch?
Well, I mean, if you keep rowing like that, then maybe I will, dumbass.
Colonel Sanders and Brown Eyes had to spend the night inside that jellyfish thing that was protecting its eggs or larvae. And as you've seen, they had to end up fighting this beetle thing that got spat up on the shore. And at night, out of that beetle carcass is another one of those glowing white flowers. So in episode 3...
Sam talked.
That was close.
Cayman and Bubblebutt Alien develop a friendship where Cayman has to hunt for Bubblebutt to give him food. Bubblebutt Alien keeps growing bigger and meaner and more powerful. Brown Eyes and Colonel Sanders are still on their way to the Demeter ship. And for some reason, after they discovered there's a way through some retractable vine structures by using the raptor-like creature's feather thing, Brown Eyes stays back in the structures and witnesses a very bizarre birth and death of some creature that honestly adds nothing to the story. Yeah, don't know what the point of that was. Maybe that's for the best, though. Because you can't tell me that there's a good explanation for this other than it's just weird and they wanted to add it. It just got me mad because the way they portrayed this whole sequence made it seem as though it was supposed to be this pivotal moment of recognition. It wasn't.
Shut the fuck up!
A similar thing happens with the stampede of back blowers, as I'll call them. So Levi tells Azzy to just roll with the herd and do what they do. And while the scene is cool, it kind of just feels like the act of a video game that was intended to be a minigame accomplishment to get to the next level or get an extra item. And I have no idea why she thought that closing her eyes was a good idea. Guess she wants to become like one with the earth or something, but she didn't carry that same energy there on after, which would have been necessary or just stupid.
Babe, it's time to get up. Babe, you gotta get up and go to work.
Funny how things come back around full circle, because Bubblebutt here uses his starving man, that he's now feeding and giving him happy memories, to kill the bigger creature that bullied him so he could eat it.
What's wrong with you?
So another one of those useless things happen in the show where Sam gets a smell of one of these creatures on him, but that whole thing literally had nothing to do with the story. It just felt like a video game playable segment in order to get the character from one level to the other. Episode 4, okay. This is the cutest little Pokemon ever, oh my god. Definitely a dragon Pokemon. Dragon Fairy, right? Look at it, it's so cute. So there's the stuff growing inside of Levi. And see, this slime mold stuff is actually stuff that we have on Earth. There are a lot of videos you can watch on it. It's spooky because these things are actually single-celled organisms that swarm together and fuse to create a large blob or slowly moving organism. This yellow blob of goo behaves like predators and feeds on a variety of things like bacteria and other microorganisms and fungi. These amoeba-like organisms that come together and swarm are said to be brainless, however, they don't seem brainless. So it's ironic that these things have completely taken a residence inside of Levi and are making him more self-aware. The best character growth we see throughout the series is Levi becoming more human.
Levi, I think it would be best if we open you up all the way, alright?
So Azzy is telling him in a very worried voice, yeah, we should open you up all the way to give you a better cleaning. And you could tell Levi, his voice sounds a little bit apprehensive.
Of course, but you sound distressed. Is everything okay?
Yeah.
That's never a good sign when someone says it like that. Is everything okay? Yeah. I am not letting you anywhere inside of me if you're answering me like that. I'm sorry. Levi's growth into self-awareness and into a more human-like being or cognizant creature takes a whole new turn when in this episode, episode 4, Azzy tries to clean him and he flinches.
What was that? Did you just flinch?
Straight up experiences pain. The anxiety I felt watching the scene, oh my god. For some reason, even though I imagine it wouldn't make much sense, watching as she just tears the slime mold off of what I'm guessing would be a pain receptor made me flinch in pain too.
I was reacting to a strange sensation.
Okay, I'm gonna keep going, alright?
Ugh. See, Scavengers Reign did a good job of setting a scene like this up to let the audience know that the robot can feel. When Azzy touches Levi responds by flinching. So it sets us up to believe that there is a sensation there and it is very sensitive. So, you know, when she just freaking gives it the old dick twist and rips it off, we too are empathetic and expectant to the pain the robot must feel. Even recounting this, I feel weak in my knees because I can, like, feel the pain.
I'm gonna shut you off, okay? Take a closer look at this stuff. Wait, you shouldn't be able to feel anything at all, especially if it hurts, right?
Touch it, bring it, pay it, watch it burn.
So as he completely shuts down Levi, which I'm surprised actually works, and you can tell how self-aware Levi's becoming because Levi literally screams at her to wait, which is what somebody would say if they were afraid of you killing them. Wait. Colonel Sanders and Brown Eyes get back together, and as I said, him having gotten kidnapped by those things did nothing for the story. It was just a cool scene. He finds out that his friends are dead. They could just have easily found out that his friends had passed away by walking upon them, but I guess that was their way of trying to add in more drama and interaction with the creatures.
It was too big for me.
That's what she said.
Maybe it's just me, but I'm totally for the relationship Bubblebutt has with Starving Man over here. Most of the flashbacks that we get from the series is from his point of view, and we find out that he's the reason behind the Demeter getting wrecked. See, the Demeter's spaceship was en route, and Cayman, the Starving Man, wanted to reroute the ship into a more dangerous route that's near an unstable sun, which is why we see the solar flares in the intro of Scavengers Reign. It's basically a retelling of what happened as a result of Cayman's stupid decision. Cayman argued with Colonel Sanders that they would lose their equipment if they stayed on the current route. I don't know in what capacity he means. The captain was right to push back in saying that Cayman cares more about the safety of the equipment than actual human lives.
There's some risk, but some risk? This route is insane. Besides, any risk is too much risk if you're just talking about equipment over our lives and safety. If we don't change course, I'll lose my job.
How are you that selfish? You care more about losing your job than the lives of the entire colony on the freaking ship? And he's somehow mad at Colonel Sanders. For what reason? Jesus Christ, what a mook. So he ends up rerouting the ship anyway and costing many people their lives. We see the altercation between Colonel Sanders and Cayman, him rerouting the ship as Cayman is trying to kill this Gorgonopsid looking thing. Getting some serious Primal vibes over here. I don't know, that whole scene just feels like something out of Primal, except Cayman is nowhere near Spear. If you haven't watched that series, you definitely should give it a watch. It's totally worth it. So if old Bubble Butt Egghead over here could have done this from the start, why did he need Cayman? Freaking lazy ass.
Fuck you, Sam!
Sam was doing the right thing. You're the one that caused all those people to die because you're an idiot. We see in the flashback that Cayman tries to reconcile with his girlfriend slash, I guess, wife, which I imagine doesn't last. Then we get a horrific scene of these floating cotton ball things sticking to Ozzy until she realizes, oh shit, they can paralyze me. And before she gets a chance to, pick all the cotton Really? Anyway. One thing I love about this series is how they set the stage for danger. They show something happening to let you know how dangerous these creatures in the environment are and what they're capable of before it actually happens. Like some sort of modified web, whenever a creature falls as a result of being paralyzed by these cotton balls, a predator comes immediately and takes advantage of this. Yeah. You know, so Azzy's in trouble and she's gonna be dead next. Every time she ends up turning off Levi or doing something with him, she ends up in these situations where it would have been better if she just left him on. In this very suspenseful scene, Azzy slowly turns Levi on.
My, oh my.
And she lies there completely paralyzed, waiting for her death, knowing she's probably too late. Damn, vaporized him.
Sorry, I lost you for a moment.
Get these things off me!
Mira, first of all, what you're not gonna do is do that.
How about a thank you? God, she's so ungrateful that I'm actually expecting the robot to turn on her at some point of the series, and he kind of does.
You came back just in the nick of time.
So she makes a joke saying, oh, you came back just in the nick of time. And Levi doesn't answer. And she's all like, did you hear what I said? And he's like, yeah. And the robot's catching an attitude. Can't really blame him at this point.
You came back just in the nick of time.
Of course.
Everything okay?
In the future. I would prefer it if you didn't shut me off unless I'm experiencing some kind of critical malfunction.
Oh, shit. Oh, boy. Honestly, this felt like a very, thinly veiled threat. And I'm sure Levi didn't mean it that way, but now you put Levi at risk for the second or third time. But to be fair, Azzy over here, the robot abuser, does apologize. Smart choice.
Levi, I was just concerned about what was happening to you.
What might appear strange to you is not necessarily a malfunction.
So Levi goes into explaining to her how there's things happening on this planet that she doesn't know and how it's affecting him. I'm glad that the robot has the grace to at least sit down with her and speak about this. And by God, the soundtrack is amazing.
What do you mean?
The world shares things with me that I couldn't possibly experience by myself. Things that are far beyond what's right in front of me.
It captures exactly the mysticism and grandeur of this alien world, and in turn, alien concept that we're experiencing. It feels like it's coaxing our minds to open and be ready for anything.
I see nothing, feel nothing, and I don't like that.
Okay, Levi. I won't do it again.
I know you won't, or I'll kill you. We're introduced to a blonde guy who gets hunted by these wolf raptor skull crawler things, and this poor man has to quickly come to the understanding that everything wants to eat him. Oh my God, gross. Then we cut to Colonel Sanders and Brown Eyes, and this conversation that they share just mirrors exactly what's wrong with society. Colonel Sanders, just like all of us watching, can't stand Cayman, the starving man, because he's the reason why so many people are dead. And Brown-Eyed Woman is wondering why Colonel Sanders is so hung up on the person that is the reason so many lost their lives, and this is literally her comeback.
He messed up, but I'm guessing you probably dug your heels in when he mentioned the idea instead of, you know, talking to him like a human and getting him to change his mind.
What the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with her?
So if this guy, Colonel Sanders, is a superior and Cayman comes and asks him if they can change to a route that's more dangerous for everyone, and you tell him no, how did this bitch somehow deduce that it's somehow the superior guy's fault? In what way did she expect him to speak to Cayman? Did she expect Colonel Sanders to fondle his balls and cuddle him in bed and seduce him until he changed his mind? Or would she have rather Colonel Sanders have tortured him to coerce him into changing his mind? The fuck kind of logic is this? Honestly, this is one of the reasons why people say that women are stupid, I swear to God. She completely glossed over the monumental atrocity that this criminal has committed to somehow make it the superior's fault for trying to protect mankind and making a decision that actually valued human lives rather than the person who only cared about himself. Seriously? At this point, I was hoping that she dropped dead. But of course, with how things are, she's probably gonna be one of the people that live. This is totally villain mentality and behavior. I hope she contracts a mean case of alien genital herpes. Anyway, her new name is now Stupid Ass. So Stupid Ass and Colonel Sanders see this herd of alien creatures. And one of them looks, well, not like the others. So Stupid Ass wonders if it's sick. And just when they leave, one of the tentacle things tries to give them a kiss by shooting its shot and misses. Come to find out, these jellyfish lantern things are cloning creatures. Ew. Dumbass over here ends up meeting Charlie. But right as he does, Charlie's the blonde guy, by the way, character that we like, Butt companion, gives him a hallucination back into a memory where he sleeps with his wife again, and she gets upset because he gets a message from work.
For us.
I don't know. What happened?
Nothing. I didn't even answer.
I know, Cayman. This just doesn't feel right.
You know, at first I was on her side because Cayman didn't seem to be present for the relationship, and come to find out, she's a tiny bit unhinged herself. I mean, you knew this man was a workaholic, but you were as well, and then during the relationship you decide to give up everything, and then expect him to do the same. And if that were the case, none of you would make any money.
Just don't leave. I mean, you never could make me a priority. Not really. And I haven't gotten over that, Cayman. I gave up everything for us. This was a mistake.
The man is present in the moment and then gets a message that he doesn't even really answer. She's checking what it is because you're on a fucking spaceship with people on it where your lives matter if something goes wrong, and she gets all bent out of shape. Again, we're only seeing facets of their lives in fragments and pieces, especially from Cayman's perspective, if he's guilty about ending things with her, but it still doesn't make her or him look good.
Is it bad?
Yes. A rash has erupted, causing your back to become severely inflamed.
Severely inflamed? Yo, that looks jacked. I think we're a little beyond inflammation. Anyway, Azzy and Levi find the Fountain of Youth, and these little organisms inside the water eat away at infection, and they just miraculously heal you. Because of course they do. At first, Azzy tells Levi to stand guard, but then changes her mind and says he can do whatever he wants, which is so irresponsible. I mean, yes, you want to respect that the robot now has its own wants and needs, but you're still a team, and you should still have somebody looking out for you, just like you should look out for him. A better way to have handled the situation is to ask Levi if he could please stand watch. Lord, her character's annoying. I swear to goodness, the only characters I like in the show are Colonel Sanders and the freaking robot, because everybody else is so stupid. Well, Colonel Sanders gets bitten, and we all know what's coming. Clone. Cayman is responsible for the ship having been wrecked by the sun as everyone tries to evacuate, and I guess he's dealing with the guilt of it. And while he's in the middle of those memories, Bubblebutt charges after Charlie, the new blonde guy. And Bubblebutt is like super morbidly obese now, and then he like breaks the guy's neck for no reason.
Killed him? What the fuck?
So just now Cayman is like, what the hell am I doing, bro? I know you kill things indiscriminately, but I'm somehow shocked that you killed one of my human compatriots. Even though I kind of indirectly did the same. And then we get the whole reason for his guilt that really comes to the forefront. While he's one of the last ones out in an escape pod, because he deserves to be last for putting everyone else's lives in danger, he hears something horrific. His wife Fiona's voice outside the escape pod that he can no longer open.
Hey, Fiona!
He didn't even know she had been left behind. Of course he didn't. Didn't even think to check on her or anything. I mean, you know what I mean? Would have been one of my first thoughts. Well, sucks for Fiona for leaving him. I mean, he said it was a mistake, right? Maybe if you had stuck to your guns and not overreacted, you would have been with him, but then again, it's his fault for killing her, so they both reap the unfortunate consequences of their decisions. So then Cayman is reminded of this and comes to the haunting realization that he can't rescue his wife because she's already dead. He can't take the pain. He can't deal with the guilt, and he doesn't want to live anymore. So he tells the... I'm sorry. Yo, this is so bizarre. Like, if you were to tell anybody this at just face value, they think that you ate rocks with, like, jagged edges on them, and all the edges were, like, doused in some kind of ecstasy poison. The series is so strange. I love it. The alien thing opens up its guts, and it's, like, glowing inside, and then it, like, swallows him inside itself, and then he carries him around inside itself like a fetus. Because why not? Azzy is completely healed, and I love that Levi still stood guard, even though Azzy told him he could do whatever he wanted. She pets Levi, and he can feel everything now. At least she's loosened up a bit, and they're becoming friends. Azzy says she's going to have to be more gentle with him from now on, which is nice. The friendship and character growth in terms of the interaction between Azzy and the robot is really refreshing. Cayman is fed the alien bubble butt orchid juice, so he can stay alive inside of it, while the thing goes off on its own and unfortunately heads towards the ship, while Colonel Sanders is getting sicker.
Look, something bit me back there.
Show me? Oh.
I'm actually surprised that he told her that something bit him back there, because for some stupid reason, every single one of these series characters, when someone is sick, they don't tell the others and hide it. And there's literally no reason for this. And of course, back to the jellyfish lantern things, he's being cloned. We discovered that when these cloning organisms bite and infect a random animal, it gets really sick and dies as it travels along with the others. Then the infected clone creature catches up to the original and buries it to take its place. Scary. Kind of reminds me of the cordyceps with the ant. The cordyceps will infect an ant that goes back to the colony and goes to the top of the colony and then spreads its spores over time, which then ends up killing all the other ants.
Disgusting!
And it's similar in this way, because when the clone version is ready to, I guess, die, it explodes and kills all the other family members of the creature. And then over time, the spores feed and they become the original jellyfish lantern things that bite other creatures and clone them too. So now they've shown us that this is what is expected to happen with Colonel Sanders, especially if he makes it back to the ship. That's some creepypasta shit right there. Colonel Sanders was supposed to tell his partner when the wound got worse, and he says it's not even bad. So he still ends up hiding the severity of his issue, which is annoying. Oh, it doesn't look bad. It looks like a fleshy beard trimmer growing out of his arm, and he's getting sicker. So they decide to rest for the night. Not surprisingly, the clone catches up to them. Brown Eyes realizes there's something outside that looks exactly like Sam. Meanwhile, while Azzy and Levi are hatching a plan to cross the Great Divide, the Orca Bubblebutt thing catches up to them. You would think that Cayman inside of the thing would hear Fiona's voice, via the robot, and that would motivate him to do something, but it doesn't. At this point, the stupid orc bubblebutt thing gets really annoying, and this is the saddest part of the entire franchise. Levi is stuck in his tracks. Because remember, the thing has telekinesis. And it for some reason really hates humans or something. Has a bone to pick with everyone. The fatter it got is the angrier it got. This is why some people cannot handle too much power. And it uses its powers to rip poor Levi apart, who is screaming, "Help me," to Ozzy. Look how angry this little shit is. Like, what is your problem? God, usually I don't have monsters in movies. I don't see monsters in movies where I hate them so much, but I literally hate this thing so much. Ozzy tries to save Levi, but it's too late. Levi is broken into a million pieces, and the thing is so evil that it completely flings the pieces over into the chasm, back into the river, so that no one can retrieve them. This thing needs to die.
I can't stand that motherfucker.
Oh, by the way, horrifyingly, stupid ass wakes up and discovers that Sam was buried alive and that thing had taken his place. Its main prerogative, though, was to keep Sam buried. Colonel Sanders over here. Like, what did it think was going to happen? So clearly paying homage to the movie The Thing, stupid ass sets the clone imposter on fire, and it sounds eerily like the scene from Out of the Thing movie, where it also sets on fire when they discover that it's an imposter. Again, just revisiting this scene, let me tell you, I cried. I shed a few tears because Levi's my favorite character and I thought this was it. I literally was like, this is where his adventure begins. He started his life, and then it was just taken in cold blood. And Bubblebutt is intelligent enough to know what it's doing.
Ozzy?
This is so heartbreaking, and the part that's even more heartbreaking is because Levi has Fiona's voice. Cayman inside of Bubblebutt can hear the fear in Levi's voice as he calls for help, but he's hearing it as Fiona.
Help me. Help me.
And because the robot now knows pain, it knows fear. And for a minute there, it seems as though Bubblebutt can understand the empathy side of Cayman and his love for his wife. But when he feels what Cayman is feeling, it's like, no, we're gonna destroy this thing. I don't care. So it seems as though, just from observing this, that Bubblebutt does experience some of the same emotions on some level as Cayman. Just made me wonder if they did this with other species on their planet. Ozzy's brokenhearted, and of course Bubblebutt tries to fight Ozzy, who cuts it and it immediately heals, because of course it does. And for a split second, she sees that Cayman is inside of it. It flings her. The amount of times that she hits the ground at the intensity at which she hits it, I'm like, how is she still alive? Bubblebutt roars like Godzilla and takes off after seeing very clearly that she's still alive. Don't know why it didn't decide to drop her right there and then. It cuts the rope instead because, I don't know, plot convenience?
Smoke weed every day.
Colonel Sanders gets even sicker, but lucky for them, a native woman from God knows where comes upon Colonel Sanders and stupid ass.
Shut up. Shut up!
So in episode 7, Assie's many messages that she sent out as an SOS finally reaches someone, and they decide to answer the call. That nice lady that has been living on this world for what seems like a very long time offers to help heal Colonel Sanders. She's like, yeah, we need some things. And she vomits out some kind of black bean from out of her bosom, and then places it inside of his chest. Yep. Nothing peculiar about that at all. But even though Grandma over here is not feeling very well, it ends up making Sam, aka Colonel Sanders, feel better than ever. But oh no, it turns out that Pretty Granny is a freaking SCP abomination that is being controlled by something, and then she tries to kill them. Again, getting some serious Primal vibes from this. The alien thing that was controlling that woman almost kills Colonel Sanders, but then changes its mind. It's like,
oh shit, I'm sorry.
But that would make me so paranoid. I mean, this woman put something inside you and now this alien thing that's controlling her doesn't want to kill you. It's almost like the thing inside of you is important to it. So understandably, stupid ass and Colonel Sanders get up on out of there without leaving this woman a tip.
Tell her, okay, but you've only earned the tip.
These people who were mining for something on some asteroid, they heard the distress call and they come down on this alien planet and to figure out, I guess, who gets to go first or who is the leader of the team, they all hyperventilate to see who passes out first. You're really smart when you're on an alien planet where your numbers are probably very important. But you want to play a game where one of you or all of you can pass out and lay there in the open like a bunch of idiots. Already I have no faith in this group. The woman is the leader of the group, clearly, this Cersei looking ass. See? Exactly what I said. What's to stop something from coming here and just sticking itself inside of you? Then all of you go home pregnant with aliens. That's a thing that happens on this planet. You would know that if you stayed awake. This guy is just called the kid. At least that's what I'm gonna call him. And then this guy, I'll call him the enabler. While they leave their ship, the orca bubble butt thing finds it and uses his telekinesis to blow it to pieces. It is so goddamn annoying.
Kill him already.
The rescuers meet Azzy, and they take her back to the ship. It's important that she gets back to the ship because there are people still in cryo sleep, I guess, on there. And since Azzy is responsible for overseeing the cargo sector, and the cargo, and the people are part of that cargo, they're like, well, we're interested in cargo. We don't want money or any of that jazz. My top lip is its own entity. You see, these people live in a solar system across from Azzy's solar system, and they claim they only come out this far when things get desperate. So we already know they're not totally here to save Azzy. They want something in return. So Cersei here tries to strike up a deal by saying that since nobody's coming to get you and the company's already written you off, they'll left you here to rot. Instead of letting the cargo rot, let us take it. And they'll drop Azzy to the nearest outpost. And they threaten to leave her there and take it themselves if she doesn't want to comply. Oh no, sacre bleu. So they're not the good guys? But unfortunately, when they get back to see that the ship is obliterated, and Azzy knows what did this.
Does she now? Open, press, apply, attach.
So Enabler tells Kid that he's being a good little pupil. After he tries to learn how to put something together through repetition, Enabler gives him a nice little gift. That hand looks rank. Jeez. He gives him an antique recorder. So Kid becomes obsessed with it as he tells him about the monster. So as he feels sad, I guess she's feeling some kind of guilt because these guys are like, or this woman, I think, is like, we'll just leave you at the nearest outpost. Just tell us about the cargo. Just point the way there. We're gonna ransack those people's asses. Because that's what it sounds like she wants to do. And the amount of times this little recorder survives, it is astounding. He's like, say something and then hear it back as though this is new technology. I mean, these people have the ability to traverse solar systems and stuff, but an audio recorder is like new technology to them or something? I get it, they're from different worlds. I just find that very hard to believe. Maybe they do have audio recorders where they come from, but this one's just like really old or something. It just seems silly. Colonel Sanders is feeling like he's 16 again and he can't sleep. He's like, I gotta do stuff. And he's scratching at his chest. Obviously, whatever the SCP Foundation woman put inside of him is making him feel right as rain, skipping rocks across water and shit. Then he starts building stuff, and it's like he doesn't even know why he's doing it. At first, I was confused too, but now I kind of have an idea. So Calvin, from the Life movie, nice for him to make a cameo here, is like, I'll come back for you assholes later. And this person, because he doesn't feel like a kid, maybe he's just slow or something, but he's clearly an adult that's just a little younger than the rest of them, but he is so stupid. Like, he understands things. It's not like he's a complete twat. He knows what danger is for the most part, and he doesn't listen. And everything, he's like, let me just record it. Fair enough, the thing is flying away, so we can give him this one, right? So you think. So we cut back to Colonel Sanders, who's been building something. He's been at it, and he spits out the bead, and oh no, he plants it inside somewhere. Okay. Clearly we have another one of these freaking aliens that uses hosts and whatnot. Geez, the aliens on this planet like doing this, don't they? So I wonder how all the animals aren't extinct. Colonel Sanders apparently instinctively knows how to do everything. Almost like something else is driving him to act this way.
Dumbass.
Like, if they know this person is like this, I mean, come on. It's not like he's 6 years old. This dude is at least pushing 18. Maybe 15 if we're being generous. Is this how stupid humans have become in the future? He's been out planets and asteroids with these people. He doesn't know how to be aware of his surroundings. Cersei tells him to stay focused and alert.
I should have never given you that thing, huh?
What did you do?
So they think it's the recorder's fault. They're like, ugh, you're too distracted with this thing. It almost gets him killed because he's trying to get noises from everything like a dumbass. He doesn't consider that this is a completely different alien planet and you don't know what things do what. I mean, my God. I can't even be so seriously mad, even though I kind of getting there, because every sci-fi exploration movie does this. Remember Prometheus?
Look at you. Look at you, baby. She is beautiful.
See, as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out. And also, if you stay down here and you never fuck around, you'll never find out.
What the fuck?
So Cersei understandably gives it to Enabler and says she doesn't want to see it again. It literally put this guy's life in danger. But Enabler feels bad and he's an enabler. So he gives it back to the fucking dumbass. Oh my God. Do you understand now why he has the name Enabler? They're both dumb. Look at their fucking dumbass faces. I'm sorry. I'm so upset. This is so stupid. For real? Like, maybe wait till you get off the planet since this is not the first time. Brown Eyes, aka Stupid Ass, recognizes that Colonel Sanders is making the same thing that they just escaped from with the SCP Foundation monster. Meanwhile, Azzy and the group of not rescuers come upon something, and there's this creature making this buzzing noise. Behold, it's the Calvin from Life. So like sensible people, they're like, you know what, let's just keep going. You know, let's just keep going. Let's keep moving. Oh my God. Bro.
Where'd this person come from?
Oh my God. I thought I hated the Orca character more. You see this thing, you know what it is. You've seen it before, and you... I cannot stand characters that are written this fucking stupid unless it's satire. You cannot be serious. Eat his dumbass. So these things are running, and Cersei's like, I'm gonna kill you, and it dies. And Cersei's trying to tell Enabler over there, look, if you keep doing this, he's never gonna learn. He clearly doesn't listen. He's never experienced pain of consequence. So he's gonna keep doing it regardless. I bet you if someone punched him real good, he would remember that. His brain would be like, you know what? Yeah, when I did that last time, wasn't a very nice sensation. There's a reason why dumbasses get kicked in their asses sometimes. And they're all like, oh no, it's okay. Cersei tries to tell Enabler that he's coddling him. She takes away the recorder again. Apparently, the other adult in the group is a child as well. She throws away the recorder, and Enabler goes to find it. Okay, at some point, you have to just cut your losses and be like, you know what? I gave you a chance. I gave you many chances. This thing is like the ring from Lord of the Rings. I don't know what's wrong with these people or what this thing is or if it has some kind of mystical powers that I'm not privy to, but seriously, you cannot be this stupid. I expect the younger adult to be stupid, but the Enabler guy is just as stupid. And you know what happens to stupid people in these movies? That's what your bitch ass gets. There is such a thing as being too nice. I learned that really early on. It's unfortunate, but this guy is broken in a million different pieces, crushed to all oblivion. Yeah, he's not making it out of here. Christ. If you'd only listen, Terrence, maybe your hand wouldn't be inside out right now. And this bitch over here is crying like, you're the reason this happened. But I will blame the older guy first because he is more of an adult. He has more experience, or so you think. Shame he had to die for the little bitch to get his lesson. They can't get him out of there. He's dead. So then this dumb bitch is like, hey, you want the recorder? You want the recorder that, you know, has cost this person their life? And on one hand, I understand where she's coming from because she's like, okay, this guy risked his life to get this, so maybe I should give it back to him. But on the other hand, it's like, really, bitch? Like, this is the reason the guy died in the first place, and you're gonna give it back to him, even though you know that this dumbass over here almost got killed because he doesn't know how to separate reality from fantasy in this situation. You're gonna give him back the very thing that he shouldn't have. Great job. Then she's like, it'll be our little secret. Stupid ass bitch. I can't stand her. Oh my God, I can't stand stupid characters. He hears Terrence's voice on there and he's like, you know what? Nah, I don't want it. Bust that shit open. And Cersei's proud of him. It took you losing your friend /parent/guardian for you to understand that, because you're a dumbass. Colonel Sanders and stupid ass over here realize that Colonel Sanders is in danger. His chest is partially open and infected, and there's something in there basically growing and waiting for him to build the nest. That's creepy. The thing is, he doesn't even feel this. Oh no! Episode 9 starts off with a backstory of the native woman and her lover. He'd been scratching at his chest. Don't know how you're sleeping with someone, and don't ask them why they keep scratching perpetually. Do things just go unnoticed to people in shows who are sleeping with people? They made it a point to show that they were lovers or married or something, so clearly they take off their clothes and make love, right? You would notice something. Anyway, they talk about staying here and sustaining life, but this guy starts to build something. He says we have to be one with the earth, which I guess makes sense to her because she and he just had the conversation about utilizing this planet for their good. Dude starts getting sicker. He's like, oh my god, black egg. And then he puts it inside of her. Turns out he's growing his own SCP Foundation thing right from out of his chest. She kills him, and in turn kills it. She buries him, and many years later, she still has the thing inside of her. Colonel Sanders and Stupid Ass try to find a way to get the thing out, but it's wrapped up in there. Stupid Ass is actually using her brain, so I think she's earned back her name Brown Eyes. Until further notice, because you know how it is with these freaking characters. She says that's probably the only thing keeping him alive, and she asks him some questions just to make sure that he's who he says he is. My thing is, he answers all the questions right, but if this thing is now kind of part of him, how do you know that it too doesn't know the answers because it's also fused with his memories or something? You never know how this planet works with its organisms and whatnot. I mean, you literally saw something else make an exact replica of him, sort of. I'm sorry, but I would trust nothing. But she's convinced when they get to the Demeter, they can use the medicine or the medbay on there to fix him. Meanwhile, old Cersei, the leader here, who acts more like a cult leader, is trying to recruit Ozzy.
Be a problem for me and Barry. There's no type of terrain we can't handle. But we could use someone like you.
Because she needs 3 people to climb. Barry's actually good for something. Oh my god, he can climb. It's like he took the points from out of his intelligence stat, every single one, and placed them in agility. So Kid and Azzy talk about some girl on the ship, while Colonel Sanders and Brown Eyes try to get out of the immediate area and are sucked into a wormhole. The only thing that exists in this place are these water lemur things that grab onto Brown Eyes. I like how it's climbing up its own tail. Colonel Sanders, of course, because he's feeling like a Viking, rips into the thing's head and frees her. I bet this is not how this thing thought this was gonna go.
How are you? I am under the water. Please help me.
I can't stand this woman. She's like, stop talking to her, Barry. I am the one you must listen to at all times. Plus, you know, she's black. You dirty bitch! And Azzy's starting not to trust this woman, as you shouldn't. When Colonel Sanders pulls Brown Eyes out the water, he throws up the black egg thing, or seed, or whatever you want to call it. And he's about to stick the tip in. Right as he's about to, she's all like, hey, I'm awake. And he's like, oh, what's up? How you doing? Oh yeah, your wound. Let's put pressure on it. Like I wasn't just sitting here letting you bleed out for a good 5 minutes. Santa. Then she becomes dubious, and I don't blame her because she saw him holding some black balls over her face.
What?
So he apologizes, because that's gonna make it all better. And episode 9 ends with this stupid ass thing still following them. So then, the Iron Giant segment plays when all the creatures of the forest and the planet put Levi back together. Now, Levi's a literal living being with a sphincter for a face. We look back into the flashback of Azzy and she got a girlfriend or something, and then they make out. This felt forced as fuck. Where did that come from all of a sudden for someone who's so antisocial? It's almost like they said, you know what? The show's almost over. Let's give her a partner. And oh yeah, just so that we can not piss people off, let's make sure that her partner is the same sex. Like really, if you're gonna do gay representation, at least do it properly. Don't make it feel like some kind of throwaway thing. You know, like our flag means death. That's how you do an organic relationship. Or shameless. This was just insulting. Anyway, so Cersei lets Azzy know, you're one of us now. And I guess they put the whole girlfriend thing in there because now Azzy has something to fight for. I mean, could have just been her, you know, sector duty to make sure people aren't being killed off. Anyway, so they're in a place where they have to jump rocks. And Azzy already knows the lay of the land. But everything goes to shit when Azzy starts questioning Cersei woman what's going to happen once they get to the ship. And she's all like, you're gonna ask me that right now when we're on the slippery rocks, bitch? Wait till we get out of here alive first, and then we can talk. Which honestly would not make me have any confidence in this person. That would make me suspicious as hell.
Okay.
No, now. What's the problem?
We're gonna take that shuttle and get off the planet. So Ozzy's trying to make sure that we can do whatever we're gonna do, but we're gonna wake up the crew first if they're alive. Yeah, we can't just leave them there. She says, look, I know you have cargo, but our cargo is gonna be people, which is a conversation they all should have had a long time ago, but maybe Azzy's guilty conscience is just kicking in now, which is a hell of a time to do it. Stupid ass over here is like, oh, Cersei makes the decisions. Yeah, that's why you're not in charge. Then Cersei woman tries to turn Barry against Azzy. She tries to let her know, look, these people are strangers. You're risking your life for nothing, bro. They're a weight dragging you down. Empathy sucks. Grow a pair of lips. They're dead anyway. Fish mouth. While Barry's over here all like, girls, please don't fight. So Azzy straight up assaults the woman into the river. She's gonna hit her head on the rock. I mean, I understand you think she's gonna kill people on the ship, but Jesus. She's alive, thank goodness. It's gonna take a little bit more to bring Cersei down.
You fucking idiot.
This woman never learns. This woman would be like, what? The freaking 4th time she's been slapped, hit, knocked out. She's so stupid. Why didn't you wait till you got to the ship to do that? This woman's obviously stronger than you. We see those slime mole things all over the place. And unfortunately, Colonel Sanders, old Sam, is dying. The ship is right there. It's right there, but I think he knows he's dying anyway. He's not gonna make it, or it's gonna be too dangerous. So he opts to stay. He's coughing up blood and guts and stuff. He knows he's different, and it's not just an infection he can cure, but I'm kind of upset because he never even tried. It's not like that spore thing that will kill a bunch of people. Or wait. Yeah, they cured that thing with this thing. But you know what? Kudos to him for at least having some sense and some altruism and not being like those people in the movies that bring themselves infected back onto a ship filled with people, thinking they can control something that they know nothing about. He dies a hero. Brown Eyes is very sad, and he tells her and gives her instructions as to how to wake up the crew and to go on ahead. He just enjoys the nature and the beauty of this planet before he takes his life. Oh boy, looky here. And now I'm expecting, because Levi's put back together, right? He's gonna come save Azzy. But that doesn't necessarily happen. See, Orca Beast is there, and it already blew up one ship, so I'm guessing it's gonna try and do that with this one. It's so annoying, it's so uncanny, I can't stand its face. It looks like something from out of Hellraiser. Stupid baby ass mug. So we get some backstory of Azzy and Levi when they landed safely on the planet, and as Levi, and the first time Levi actually got his awareness. It's all connected to that glowing flower. When he picked it up, the root went inside of him and put the slime mold inside. It impregnated him. Well, you know what I mean. Infused with his circuit. And that's how this all began. Is that a dick? What is that? What in the hell? Oh, wait. What the frick is that? Okay, 1 leg, 2 leg. What the hell is this?
Deep breath.
Well, Kid and Cersei woman are on the ship, and lucky, people are still alive. Barry is having some grapples with his emotions. Cersei doesn't want him to have any, but he understands what he's doing is wrong. Meanwhile, the orca bubble butt thing finds the dead body of Cayman's wife, Fiona! Clearly the creature is having some sentimental issues as well. It lies down right beside her, and I think it feels the same kind of love that Cayman feels. Jesus, she looks rough. So the creature kind of uses Fiona's manifestation to confront him. Meanwhile, Brown Eyes, while on her way to the ship, finds a weird paradise. And sitting at the throne of it, all the creatures are sucking its ass, is Levi. Ew. Lord have mercy. Oh. You know, at least he's alive. At least he's alive. But is that really better? You know those people that survive and everyone's saying, God bless them, they're alive. And then when you see the remnants of the person, they have no arms or legs and their face no longer looks like a face, but like cheese after you've grated the surface of it and left it sitting in a bowl of Ajax. Like that's kind of what this is giving. Bro has a freaking hole in his face. You could stick your hand right in there. Like that's just uncanny to me. I'm sorry. First time I saw it, I was so overcome with emotion that Levi was alive, but now that I'm looking at it, it's freaking haunting.
Fuck the brain hole.
I don't want to see that or think of it again.
What, like wear a mask?
Yes, a very thick mask, all the time. I am sorry, you are haunting.
So of course, just like a human, she's curious why this robot is doing all the stuff it's doing, growing stuff and playing with the animals. It's weird to her because she's never seen this before.
Why are you doing all of this?
So many questions.
I feel like this robot's gonna get up and slap someone's head off their shoulder.
Still alive on the ship. I don't I will check it out. Your processor must be damaged. Far from it. Do you mind if I take a closer look at you? I do.
This is great. It's like this guy gives zero shits now. And if she tries to go near that robot, he will end her. Then as Levi's walking away, he says, your time is short. And all I'm thinking is, oh my God, maybe I should leave. You know what? I have overstayed my welcome. You have a beautiful home. I'm gonna be on my way now. Thank you. Thank you for answering my very intrusive questions. I'll be never met, because that sounded like a threat. Bubblebutt, within Cayman's mind, forces him to confront his guilt.
You hear me? Listen to me, I want out!
While Cersei is beaming up the ship, Kid Dude, dumbass, realizes his conscience is bothering him and he doesn't want to leave all those people alive, just sitting there. The bomb that they set goes off and Orca Dude is like being flung everywhere and now it's like super mad. It's like, oh no, Fiona. There go these flowers. I am cracking up because Azzy's still lying there in the same position, trying to figure out how she's gonna get out, trying to coax an animal to come so she can grab it and use its claw. Desperation, I tell you. Lucky for her, it's not the robot that saves her, it's Brown Eyes. But Orca Dude is very upset and using its powers to lay waste to Cersei Woman and Kid. Clearly it has some pent-up issues. Possibly some of them are coming from Cayman. See, this is what happens when you blend your mind to someone else's. You are what you eat, and it's about to twist this kid's freaking head off his shoulders, which the show would be probably better for it. But Cersei saves him by planting an explosive. One of the creatures brings the rope that had cut into Azzy's skin. And we know darn well that Levi has not forgotten his best friend. You know darn well Levi's gonna show up to save the day. And honestly, I am waiting for this. I have never anticipated something so much during the entire run of this series as wanting to see Levi come back and kick ass. Azzy and Brown Eyes have to work against the clock as Cersei is trying to leave.
Bitch, you ain't leaving!
Ozzy's handling business. They're fighting each other. They're fighting the monster. This is terrible. Kid finally grows a heart and he's like, I want to help Ozzy wake up those people. I don't want to leave them. And she's like, you're your own dude. Do what you got to do. And then while he's helping, they get an alarm thing that the shuttle is leaving because she's like, sucks to be you. That woman left him. And he's crying. And think about how betrayed he must feel. Like, she must have been like a mother to him. And it's too late because without that shuttle, there is no way that they're getting off of that planet. Azzy once again comes face to face with Bubblebutt, and it's about to tear her a new one. She has no weapon, no defense. But it's okay. It's okay. Everything's fine because you know what's coming next.
Started off local, but thanks to all that.
You got a whole glow up in power, I mean. So of course Ozzy's asking how, but the real question is, the thing is still over there. How are you gonna take care of that? All he gives her is, don't worry about that, girl. You asked too many questions. All you gotta know is I'm gonna take care of business. Shut your mouth, wipe the blood off your lips. Please let go of me. So then we get an anime moment when the thing is like, oh, how dare you? And then it starts, then some Doctor Strange bullshit happens. And this thing is realizing that something has to give and starts injecting its goo into the robot. But this is like a scene from Out of the Matrix when it ends up infecting itself. And some weird montage of evolution on this planet happens. Sure, there's a meaning behind it. And the thing's face starts melting off for whatever reason as just sci-fi. That's all you need to know, sci-fi. And it turns into a cute little thing again with Cayman holding it, but it doesn't die. It's like, oh my God, Daddy, what happened? And it runs off when they scare it away. I don't know what it's sitting there. Like, why are you looking at them? Like, they give me a chance to walk away. The first thing I do would be to haul ass so far, so fast. It's just standing there waiting for a headshot. Anyway, a lot of the people are dead, but thank goodness, how convenient, Azzy's girlfriend is still alive. They're all left behind and wake up whoever is left of the crew. Some time passes by and the survivors are trying to thrive. They build their Garden of Eden, of course with the help of Levi, and Cayman has found that he's actually decent with animals. So they gave him that job to do. Meanwhile, in space, some cult things, very creepy, reach the shuttle, and looky here, Cersei Woman asking for water, because I guess she didn't make it very far. And turns out Levi also had many baby things? Dude. The series ends there. What a wild ride, bro. What a wild ride. Like, if you ever need anything totally sci-fi, Scavengers Reign is definitely your go-to. This series had so much of just WTF moments. I wouldn't say it's the best cohesive story there is. Obviously, this was more for the experience and the world. I don't really see it getting a season 2, so if there's one in existence in the future out there, you guys are lucky. There's another show like this called Raised by Wolves that I had covered before, and it makes me so sad that it got canceled. One of the best sci-fi things I have seen with Ragnar Lothbrok in it, and they canceled it. On one hand of, like, the cliffhanger was just so cruel. I will never forgive them for that. Let me know what you guys thought. Thanks so much for watching. This has been Ultiori. You ask, we answer.